I am somewhat bewildered that the state has driven this case to this point.
We begin at 5 with unusually blunt words from the bench and a big development in the trial of Joey Gibson. And with those remarks, a judge dropped riot charges against the founder of the Patriot prayer group, along with those against a second member. Thanks for joining us this evening. I'm David Mulco. This all stems back to a 2019 brawl with Antifa outside a Portland bar. One investigators say then turned into a riot. Let's bring in Mike Benner in the newsroom. Mike, this case did not even go to the jury.
No, David, the trial lasted just a day and a half. The judge slammed the district attorney's office for even moving forward with this case based on the evidence shown in court. Joey Gibson, Russell Schultz, and Mackenzie Lewis are affiliated with the right-wing group Patriot Prayer. In May of 2019, there was a brawl between Patriot Prayer and Antifa activists outside the former pub Cider Riot. This case all came down to language in the Oregon law. The charge of riot requires the state to prove tumultuous and violent conduct, and the judge said the state failed to prove that in evidence. That conduct refers to physical actions and cannot include speech or expressive conduct like gestures. When announcing his decision to dismiss the charges against Russell Schultz, the judge said this.
That's not to say that the court is suggesting this behavior was good or morally acceptable or in any way positive or useful. But we live in a community that's governed by laws, and under the law, if this defendant could be convicted of riot in this case, there would be no protection for protesters in Oregon on other occasions.
All right, important to note, the judge did not grant a similar motion for Mackenzie Lewis. He pointed to evidence that Lewis at one point picked up a canister and threw it, and at another point shoved a woman. It is worth mentioning we did reach out to the Multnomah County DA's office for reaction to what happened today. We got a 2-word response: no comment. David.
What a development. Thank you, Mike. Let's bring you an update now into a deadly road rage shooting. It was our top story Monday at 5. Police have just released a new photo. You see it here of the suspect vehicle. They say it's a BMW 3 Series with a body style similar to a 2006. Now, investigators say the shooter opened fire last Wednesday along Highway 18 between the coast and McMinnville, just west of Grand Ronde. Police say the victim, Dennis Anderson, was driving with his longtime partner when the driver of that BMW who was behind them got angry. At one point, they say Anderson stopped to let the vehicle pass, but instead that car pulled up next to him and someone inside started shooting, killing him. Anderson's partner was not injured. If you recognize this vehicle, you should contact Oregon State Police. Well, over the past few weeks, we've been covering a number of anti-Asian attacks on the streets of Portland. And this evening, an exchange student from Japan is also coming forward. Portland police confirming they are investigating his case. And as Tim Gordon reports, the 20-year-old says the man who attacked him and the suspect accused in 2 other bias crimes are the same person.
Yeah, I think Portland has a lot of good shops and good natures, good people.
Kaito Nakajima is a friendly, almost 22-year-old from Japan. He is halfway through a 6-month stay studying at an English language school in Portland. Nakajima says he is also a victim of Dylan Kesterson, who is accused of attacking people of Asian descent in 2 separate incidents. Kesterson is facing charges in a 19-count indictment, including bias crimes. Nakajima says it was Kesterson who approached him near the Safeway store at Southwest 10th and Jefferson back on June 25th. He says it started with yelling, then quickly escalated.
Maybe F word, so dirty word. And after that, I was slapped my cheek 2 times. My heart was stolen. And after that, the guy go away somewhere. Yeah, so.
He ran off.
Yeah, ran off.
The young man from Japan was wearing earbuds and says he didn't hear everything his attacker screamed at him. He also did not make a police report at the time, thinking it wasn't necessary. But then he saw Kesterson's picture on the news after the attack of a Japanese family on the East Bank Esplanade that included physical assaults against a father and his 5-year-old daughter.
Me and my friends and saw the guy face. Yeah, me and my friends realized both.
You're sure it was him?
Yeah.
Nakajima has now talked to police over the phone and was given a report number. His host family father hopes detectives will be following up.
But if there's more people out there that have been attacked, maybe they need to know about that and know that it's a bigger deal than what they already think.
Kaito Nakajima wants to continue to enjoy Portland with his friends, but it's not as easy these days.
I feel so afraid.
You feel so afraid?
Yeah.
Yeah. As for Dylan Kesterson and the crimes of hate he's accused of committing,
So bad. So suddenly. Yeah, so because everybody is same people. Yeah, but so why is I thought why he target for Asian?
Tim Gordon, KGW News.
And an update here, Kesterson has not been charged in connection with that attack. Portland police do confirm a biased crime detective spoke with Nakajima. In fact, this morning, the Multnomah County DA's office did not respond to Tim's questions about that case. Well, an update tonight on an effort that is underway to reduce gun violence. Lift Every Voice Oregon is a group that has for years advocated for stricter gun laws, and they just got some good news. According to the Secretary of State's office, their petition has enough signatures to get on the November ballot. Reverend Mark Knudsen is one of the chief petitioners. He says the measure, if passed, would do three things.
One, it would ban large capacity magazines over 10. The second thing it does is a permit to purchase. You have to get a permit to learn to drive a car, right? Then to buy a gun, you have to have a background check.
Well, he adds, while background checks do happen now, there are, as we know, loopholes. The measure, if passed, would close them, at least in the state of Oregon. The group needed a little over 112,000 signatures to get the measure on the ballot. The Secretary of State's office says it counted nearly 132,000. Developing tonight, those who live and work in Portland's Hillsdale neighborhood are concerned about an upcoming PBOT project. In part, they say they fear it'll negatively impact the area's traffic patterns and ultimately hurt local businesses. Blair Best joins us. And Blair, some of these folks are now asking for a 3-year delay.
That's right, David. It's PBOT's latest Rose Lane project, and it's meant to give transit priority on the roads and make travel time quicker. Now, the latest project will turn 2 lanes on Southwest Capitol Highway in Hillsdale into bus and turn only lanes. Now, those who work in the business district fear it will make it harder for people to access their businesses and will increase traffic in surrounding neighborhoods as well.
Less people will come in and our foot traffic goes down more.
Along Southwest Capitol Highway is the Hillsdale Business District, home to more than 90 businesses, the majority of them locally owned.
This is a step backwards, not a step forward for small businesses.
Jason Crump opened Portland Camera Service at the start of the pandemic. He's one of the several business owners on this strip asking PBOT to delay the Rose Lane project for another 3 years.
Let everyone get their feet firmly underneath them and then try some shenanigans like this out front.
A lot of the businesses in this area are struggling still based on COVID, and we're all in reserves.
At Paloma Clothing Market, sales have only returned to about 70% of what they were during pre-pandemic years.
We don't need anything else disrupting our businesses around here.
I'm adamantly against it.
Sally Greer lives in Hillsdale's Park Hill neighborhood. She and others fear the bus lanes will divert traffic into surrounding neighborhoods.
They would divert onto these streets and then go around Hillsdale and avoiding the business district entirely. It's very frustrating.
We don't have any anticipation of any negative impact to businesses whatsoever.
In 2018, Portland City Council approved a set of PBOT projects called Rose Lanes to get buses and streetcars out of traffic and into their own lanes, resulting in faster public transit travel times, along with meeting the city's climate goals.
In order for us to get people to move to more climate-friendly transportation, we got to make that climate-friendly transportation as appealing as possible.
Hannah Schaefer at PBOT says these projects focus on highly trafficked areas, like the intersection of Southwest Sunset and Capitol Highway in Hillsdale.
It's kind of a gateway for a lot of the buses coming through Southwest Portland.
During the evening commute, this project is expected to save between 1 and 2 minutes per bus trip. For those who ride the bus twice a day, 5 days a week, that can add up to saving about 20 minutes per week.
Over the course of a year, that can add up really quick.
And this isn't the first Rose Lane project in the city. Over on Southeast Hawthorne and 38th Avenue, a bus-only lane was added about a year ago.
I don't really think it's affected us too much.
The lane is right in front of Pepino's Fresh Mexican Grill.
I don't think the bus lanes has that affected our business, like by us losing customers because of the bus lane.
As for businesses in Hillsdale, PBOT promises to fix any issues that may come up. Until then, they're greenlighting the project.
So we will not be postponing this project. We are set to move forward with installation.
Now, that installation will start later this summer. Now, we also reached out to Commissioner Hardesty about this, and she says that the Rose Lane in Hillsdale is an important piece of the puzzle to improve the region's transit. And she's committed to making sure the local businesses aren't negatively impacted by the traffic changes. David.